Have you ever wondered whether the stories in the Bible, like Noah's massive ark, the parting of the Red Sea, or the collapse of Jericho's walls, were only symbolic legends? Or did they actually happen in history? For centuries, the Bible has been regarded as a book of faith and spirituality. Yet astonishingly, more and more scientific and archaeological discoveries confirm that behind its pages lie real events. Things once dismissed as myths are now being proven through stones, inscriptions, and traces left buried in the earth. In this video, we'll explore 10 biblical events confirmed by science. Each one is like a puzzle piece, and when put together, they reveal a clearer picture. The Bible is not only a spiritual guide, but also a living memory of humanity. 1. The physics of Noah's Ark. The story of Noah's Ark is perhaps the most famous in the Bible. In Genesis, God commands Noah to build a massive wooden vessel to save his family and pairs of every animal from the great flood. It sounds impossible. Could such a wooden ship exist? In 2014, 4 physics students at the University of Leicester in England decided to test this. They began by converting the biblical unit of cubits into meters. Their calculation: the ark would be about 145 meters long, 24 meters wide, and 14 meters high, roughly the size of a modern cargo ship. As for the wood, the Bible mentions gopher wood, a term hard to identify. The students used cypress as a substitute, a wood commonly used in ancient shipbuilding. Their calculations showed the empty ark would weigh about 1,200 tons, but according to Archimedes' principle, it could carry more than 50,000 tons without sinking. In theory, that's enough to hold Noah's family, food, and pairs of all land animals. The study didn't prove the story literally, but it demonstrated that scientifically, such a vessel was possible. Faith and science intersect here. 2. The Pool of Siloam. John 9 tells how Jesus healed a man born blind. He made mud with his saliva, placed it on the man's eyes, and told him to wash in the Pool of Siloam. For centuries, scholars debated whether this pool was real or symbolic. In 2005, workers digging a sewage pipe in Jerusalem uncovered ancient stone steps. Archaeologists confirmed the discovery as a large water reservoir dating to the Second Temple period, perfectly matching John's description. This shows the miracle occurred at a real historical location, not just a theological symbol. 3. Solomon's Wall. The Old Testament records that King Solomon, son of David, built a great wall around Jerusalem. For years, skeptics argued Jerusalem was too small in the 10th century BCE for such a structure. But in 2010, archaeologist Eilat Mazar's team discovered a 70-meter-long, 6-meter-high wall with a gatehouse and tower, dating precisely to Solomon's era. The find shows Jerusalem was not a minor village but a significant political and military center, just as the Bible describes. 4. The Tower of Babel. Genesis 11 recounts the Tower of Babel, built after the flood as humans tried to reach the heavens. God, displeased with their pride, confused their language and scattered them. Long thought a myth, evidence may suggest otherwise. A Babylonian stone tablet from Nebuchadnezzar II's time shows a 7-tiered ziggurat, the step tower temples of Mesopotamia. Scholar Andrew George translated inscriptions linking it to Babylon's Great Tower. This indicates the biblical Babel story may be rooted in a real structure, later retold through Hebrew theology. 5. Evidence of Pontius Pilate. Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor who sentenced Jesus to crucifixion, was once doubted as a historical figure. That changed in 1961, when archaeologists in Caesarea Maritima discovered a stone slab inscribed, Pontius Pilatus, prefect of Judea. The artifact now sits in the Israel Museum, confirming his rule during Jesus' lifetime. 6. The City of the Spring. The Bible speaks of the City of the Spring, captured by King David, and later the place where Solomon was anointed king. After over 20 years of excavation, archaeologists found walls and tunnels around the Gin Spring, Jerusalem's vital water source. Dating back 3,800 years, it's considered the largest Canaanite fortress ever uncovered. This proves that biblical accounts preserve real places with political and spiritual significance. 7. The Parting of the Red Sea. One of the most dramatic miracles. Moses stretched out his staff, the Red Sea parted, Israel crossed, and the waters destroyed Pharaoh's army. Science once dismissed it. But researcher Carl Drews ran computer models showing that strong east winds of about 95 kilometers per hour blowing for hours over the Nile Delta could push water aside, creating a temporary land bridge, a phenomenon known as wind set-down. This natural event could explain how the crossing happened, later remembered as a divine miracle. 8. The fall of Jericho. Joshua 6 tells how Israel marched around Jericho's walls for 7 days. On the last day, with trumpets and shouts, the walls collapsed. Excavations in the 20th century revealed Jericho's walls did indeed fall suddenly around 1400 BCE. Storage jars full of grain remained, showing the city fell quickly, just as the Bible describes. 9. The Babylonian exile. In 586 BCE, Jerusalem was destroyed and Jews were exiled to Babylon. Some scholars thought this exaggerated, but Babylonian clay tablets found in Iraq recorded Jewish captives by name. One famous artifact, the Jehoiakim tablet, lists provisions given to Judah's exiled king, exactly as the Bible says in 2 Kings. 10. The cross of Barabbas. Few realize the cross Jesus bore was originally prepared for another prisoner, Barabbas. When the crowd chose to free him, Jesus was crucified on Barabbas' cross, which was too large for his frame. Soldiers stretched his arm to nail him, adding to his suffering. The symbolism is profound. Jesus carried the cross meant for someone else. The name Barabbas means son of the Father, a reminder that he bore the punishment meant for all of us. What makes the Bible extraordinary is not only its miracles, but also the mounting evidence that confirms its historical details. From Noah's Ark to Jericho, from Pilate's inscription to Babylonian records, each discovery shows the Bible is a trustworthy record of both faith and history. Yet the most important truth is not just that evidence exists. It's that in every story, God leaves his signature, in the wind parting the sea, the cross made for another, even in a prisoner's name. And the question remains, if these stories are real, what meaning do they hold for your life today? Perhaps the answer lies not in the past, but in how we choose to live now.